Hello, and welcome to episode 19 of the Very Metal Diary of Cleo Howard. Wednesday, 1st of October. I went back to school today for the first time since Dad died. Everyone is being really nice to me, even the people who are usually bellends. None of the teachers are nagging me for any homework. All of this niceness is just reminding me of the fucking huge horribleness of not having a dad anymore. I don't want to become known as that sad girl whose dad is dead. I really don't know what to do right now, dear diary. Everything feels weird and shuffled and disjointed. Mum says we just have to carry on as normal, but nothing feels normal, and nothing normal matters to me anymore. I read up to where the class is in Brave New World this evening, and there was a bit where children go to the hospital where people die, so that they don't grow up being scared of death. Women in Brave New World would write a diary, because they're encouraged to spend all their time with other people. At the start of the book I thought it might be a good place to live, but I've changed my mind. I listened to Faster Pussycat's No Room for Emotion. I know they're glam, but Tame Me Down really hits the nail on the head. When he sings, I've got no room for emotion. It's like a cloud dripping radiation right on my head. Lizzie made me this mixtape and put the song on it. She hasn't put any Bon Jovi on it. She said she wanted to do something nice for me. But nothing is nice. Thursday, 2nd of October. I didn't want to get out of bed today. I felt like if I stayed in bed and I didn't see anyone and I didn't do anything, then nothing could go wrong. Mum came in and she asked me if I was ill. I said no. I was late to Ian's and I had to change really fast. He hummed the Benny Hill music while I was changing. I'm not sure why. He's strange but adorable. Friday, 3rd of October. When I said yesterday he's strange but adorable, I meant Ian, not Benny Hill. When I got home from school today, I could see that Mum had been crying, but she pretended to be okay. I just had ice cream for tea and Mum didn't moan. Have all the rules changed now? Saturday, 4th of October. I left to go to the pub just as blind date was starting. I've decided I need to go to the pub and forget my troubles. None of the men on offer on blind date had long hair, but when I got to the Green Man, loads of the men had long hair. There were so many hotties in there, dear diary, including T-Reg. I think it's true that you don't know what you've got till it's gone, as Cinderella sang on the mixtape that Lizzie made for me. School is duller now T-Reg isn't there. I sat next to him for most of the evening. Just smelling him is pleasant. He said I'll ace my GCSEs, and so will Ian and Jenny, because we turn up and we're smart. He said that the teachers don't want anyone to fail, because it makes them look bad. T-Reg worked in a house this week where the woman had left her naughty knickers on the bed so that he could see them. And she made him and his boss a cup of tea and gave them Boaster's biscuits. I haven't even given him a biscuit, let alone shown him my knickers. Moby Dick said the charms of an older woman are manifold. Sunday, 5th of October. Manifold just means numerous or varied. I watched my Red Dwarf videos. Poor Dave Lister. It must be rubbish being the last human. But he is having more fun than Anne Burden did in Z for Zachariah. I got out of bed and did some English coursework because I didn't want to think about nuclear war. My brain seems to get stuck on topics at the moment, dear diary. I have one troubling thought, and then it goes around in my head for ages if I don't try and squash it. Mum said that Dad would be proud of me beavering away at my homework. She started talking about him a lot. She never used to mention him. Since I heard Pot would eat itself's beaver patrol, I no longer think of big-toothed mammals when I hear the word beaver. It's Mrs. Slocum's pussy all over again. I've got a badge which says I'm a Butlins beaver, and I'll probably never wear it again, but I'm going to keep it forever to remind me what it's like to have a happy family. Monday, 6th of October. Brave New World has now got Shakespeare in it. There is a savage who's not part of the Brave New World, and he has read all of Shakespeare. I like that in Brave New World contraception is all sorted out, and babies are grown outside women's bodies, and having sex is just a pleasant activity. We could do with some of these ideas being reality right now. The bit about deciding people's social class and abilities before birth is maybe a bit troubling, but not much more so than when they split us into separate maths groups based on ability at the very start of school. Mum has stopped making me come straight home on Mondays and Fridays. I tell her I'm going to the library to do my homework, and sometimes I do go to the library. Other times I hang around in town or go for a walk in the park. Today I went into town with Shot. She needed some safety pins for a t-shirt she's customising. She said you can't buy decent punk clothes in Reading. Shot said that when she's 18, she's going to go out in London, wearing nothing but masking tape over her nipples, like Wendy O. Williams. Shot says that Wendy O. Williams gets misunderstood, and what she does is not about sex, but is about power. I had cherry pie filling out of the tin for tea. I got my period today. I've just looked back, and I didn't even have a period in September. Everything about that month was wrong and screwed up. Tuesday, 7th of October. Donna Harlow told me she thinks she might be pregnant. All of my reading of problem pages has definitely paid off. I knew exactly what she should do. I told her that she has to do a test as soon as possible, because this isn't one of those problems that will just go away. Donna told me she can't afford to buy a pregnancy test. Her options are A, borrow the money to buy one, B, steal one, C, go to a family doctor. She definitely won't do C. If her mum finds out, she will go absolutely crazy. Donna's mum goes to church every week and she thinks that loads of things are a sin, and doing it most definitely is. I gave Donna the 57 pence I had on me. Wednesday, 8th of October. Donna's cousin has bought her a pregnancy test. She's going to do it tomorrow morning. Ian came round after school. We didn't bother buying Kerrang this week because there's too much Green Day in it. Shot hates Green Day. She says that they're punk light and commercially appealing drivel. Mum was at work until 8. Ian and I had chicken and mushroom pot noodle and we listened to Machine Head. Thursday, 9th of October. Phew, Donna is not pregnant. She said she's going to be really, really careful from now on, and that as soon as she's 16, which is next month, she's going to go on the pill. We had a really massive talk in the girls' toilets. I asked her what it's like having sex, and she said it's rubbish at first, and it does hurt a bit, but then it gets better, and then you just want to do it all the time. Her boyfriend isn't at our school. He usually uses a condom, but once he didn't have any condoms, and so he said he'd pull out, but then he forgot he wasn't wearing one and he didn't pull out, which is why Donna thought she was pregnant. Brave New World has now got too much Shakespeare in it. The savage has gone a bit bonkers because of all the Shakespeare he's read, and he's called the girl he loves a whore. I know what it's like to be driven mad by Shakespeare. We had to do 2 essays on Macbeth last term. Friday, 10th of October. I watched Ben Oughton on telly tonight. He gets very worked up about trains. The last train I went on was actually really, really brilliant, but it was years ago, and we were on our way to Butlins. I got a chocolate bar from a machine on the platform, and I can still remember the exact noise that the machine made when you pulled out the drawer of the chocolate bar you wanted. Saturday, 11th of October. Mum said that some of my pants are getting tatty, and so she gave me some money to buy some more. Me and Jenny went into town and went into C&A. I got some red lace ones and some black lace ones, and you can sort of see my pubes through them. Mum made a really weird face when I showed them to her. She said she thought I was going to get some big cotton ones like the ones I was replacing. I wore my new pants to the pub. Shot looked amazing tonight. She was wearing a customised Doctor and the Crippins t-shirt, a leather skirt and lime green fishnet tights. Bob said he'd love to get caught in Shot's fishnets, and she told him she prefers men, not boys. But good-naturedly, she gave him a hug. Wendy O. Williams dated Lemmy, and I bet if Lemmy had been in the Green Man tonight, he'd have fancied Shot. Dazza said that goths and black metalheads are compatible, and he was looking at Jenny when he said it. But he said that black metalheads and Bon Jovi fans aren't, although I happen to know he has snobbed Ella. Ella wasn't out tonight. She's got a date with the really cute guy who works in HMV and wears black nail varnish and eyeliner. Sunday, 12th of October. I'm only wearing tarty pants now, dear diary, not tatty pants. You never know what might happen. I went for a walk in Prospect Park today. I walked underneath the big oak trees. It felt really calm and still underneath them. I had typo negatives October rust on my Walkman. I walked up and down, and I wished that I could have a normal Sunday with Dad. Just one more, but that's gone forever now. Monday, 13th of October. In Brave New World, there is no senility, so this would be great for Nanny Brooks. Also, most people in Brave New World aren't individuals, which is much like at our school when everybody wears the same top from Miss Southridge. The people that are stubbornly individual get sent to an island in Brave New World, and this sounds like a great place, but there's no heavy metal. Our homework is to finish reading the book. Sometimes English homework doesn't feel like homework, and this is one of those times. After school, Jenny, Ian, Matty Bateman and I went to the fair in Prospect Park. We went on the ghost train and we had some candy floss. We saw loads of people from school. We saw Charmaine Payne and she asked Ian to go on the big wheel with him. He said he didn't like heights, so Matty Bateman went on with her. Tuesday, 14th of October. We went to the fair again after school, but I wish we hadn't. T-Reg was there, and he was holding hands with a girl. He said hello, but he didn't introduce us to his companion. She had quite big tits. Ian tried to cheer me up with some fruit nugget. Jenny's mum calls it nougat, and Ian's dad calls it nugget. When I was on my own this evening, I thought about something the vicar had said at Dad's funeral. He said that we're born into sin and we die into sin, which is just bollocks. Don't blame me for stuff I haven't done. I've got enough trouble with Mum at the moment. She's fine 1 minute and then she's really, really arsey the next. I finished reading Brave New World and it ended with the savage killing himself. I wanted him and Lenina to have sex, but they didn't. Wednesday, 15th of October. When I heard Concorde fly over today, I wished I could just fly off somewhere. One day, dear diary, it is going to be me on that plane, going off to somewhere exciting very fast. I've never flown anywhere, but it looks amazing. Maybe if I do well in my A-levels, and I know I've got to finish my GCSEs first, but maybe if I do well in my A-levels, I could become cabin crew on Concorde. I could go to gigs all over the world. Minty said that she thought of being cabin crew, but she decided to go to university instead. Jenny and I did our gods lists today. This is my international gods list. All of these men are probably accessible if you've got a passport and you can go on Concorde. In the number 1 slot, Glenn Danzig, then Pete Steele, Christopher Lee, Dave Lister, Rob Zombie, Dave Mustaine, Elvira Mistress of the Dark, Rob Newman, Barry Thompson from Bolt Thrower, and Tank Girl. I almost included Jonathan Davis from Korn because he's sort of fit, but maybe it's just because he looks like Rob Newman, who I fancied like forever. Maybe Jonathan Davis will make it onto the next gods list. My Reading-based gods list is, as usual, T. Reg and Barry. Jenny's international gods list is Robert Smith, Andrew Aldrich, Trent Reznor, Pete Steele, Kenny Hickey, Johnny Depp, Kiefer Sutherland, Marilyn Manson, Tommy Lee and Nick Cave. And her Reading gods list is, as usual, Lex and Dazza. Thursday, 16th of October. In English today, Miss Wallace told us to write down where we think we'll be in 1 year, in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, and in 20 years. How am I meant to know? I don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow, dear diary. I'm not Mystic Meg. This is what I wrote for in 1 year. In 1 year, I'll be 16. I'll be old enough to legally leave school, to leave home, to buy cigarettes, and to have sexual intercourse. I hope I'll have seen Alice Cooper in concert, and I hope I'll have been close enough to the stage to be covered in fake blood. In 2 years, I'll probably be doing A-levels. I probably want to do English, sociology, and psychology. I don't really know much about sociology, but it's what Jenny's dad teaches. He says I ought to do it because it's lots of writing essays, and he says I'm good at that. In 2 years, I'll be almost old enough to buy alcohol. In 5 years, I'll probably be working in a shop like Mum does, and I'll probably have left home. In 10 years, I'll probably be married and maybe have children. In 20 years, I just don't know. That's longer than I've been alive. I'll be 35 years old in 20 years. Almost as old as Mum is now. She often says her life didn't work out how she expected it to. I'm not sure that I do want to get married, and I'm not sure that I do want to work in a shop. Unless maybe it's W.H. Smith's or Thornton's. The only things I'm really sure about right now is that I want to see Alice Cooper, and I almost definitely want to have sex, but it has to be with someone who's worth it.